We are live. It's Friday. It's the Steps and Zodwriter Show. 7 p.m. The early show, the entry level to your Friday night streams. How you doing, Zod?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Pretty tired. Been doing a lot of work between all the work that I do. A lot of work. Good to see you, Mike Hawkhurts. Good to see you, Papa Brad.
What's up, guys?
Got just getting started. Let the people roll in. Man, it's so weird when you have like a regular job and you work like 40 to 50 hours, and then you got your side projects and your podcasts and whatever else you do. It wears on you. It wears on you, Zod.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, it does.
I didn't have any time to play any games this week. I don't think. I played a little bit of Donkey Kong Country Returns. I did. For that might have been back on Sunday night for all I remember. I don't know. It's all a blur. You play any games this week at all?
No, actually, I worked a lot. I worked a lot on Samira's Wonderland, and we've been tinkering with that, trying to get that going the way I want, and have been running into walls all over the place. So I'm trying to get that. So that's pretty much the extent of my video game activity for the week, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I last weekend I was trying to code something with AI because I was like, Zod did it. You made it sound really easy. And then
I'm doing it. It's definitely not easy.
No,
this is the thing. I kind of looked at it as being easy because I was starting to get a better understanding of how everything was going, but I was putting in like several hours, each day trying to work on it, but now it's like, it is very, very complicated. It's a lot more than I thought it was going to be. I can definitely say that it's definitely not easy. You have to really have a passion for it if you really want to do it, because it is not an easy thing to do.
I was trying to code something for Outlook where it was like a macro that would move all of the trash folder to another folder called Save Trash. Long story as to why, but that's what I was working on, and I was using AI. But the problem is, every time you have AI do the coding, then you run it, there's an error, and then you got to go back and tell AI, this is the error. Could you fix this? And it goes, oh great, I know the problem now. I fixed it. And then you run it again, and there's another error. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right. So I guess this is going to be this game. Got it. An hour later, I'm still doing the same thing.
There's no one program in particular that I'm using. There's no one app. Actually, when it comes to One Punch Dan and Samira's Wonderland, I'm literally using over a dozen programs between the two. There's lots and lots of programs involved. It's not just one program, and that's the thing. For certain things, for like the basics, there's lots of things you can do for just like image generation and things like that. If you just want to, like for my mock-ups for like the One Punch Man action figures, I can do, you can do mock-ups with any high quality AI image generator. But when it comes to actual, stuff like coding and stuff like, actual design for like product and things like that, and getting specs for product, because I'm actually working on some other kinds of figurines for One Punch Dan as well, and that's a whole other thing. But like, it's a lot, man, and that's why I'm saying I'm learning everything that I can about AI so that I'm able to do all these different things, because you got to be well versed in it, because trying to use one program, I was even, because I was having issues with one of the AI programs I was working with Samira's Wonderland. Then I switched over to the Microsoft Copilot, because they say the Copilot is really good for coding and stuff like that. And so I wanted to get a second opinion on Copilot for some of the code that I was creating. And then Copilot was struggling with it and was giving me some other programs that I could use. And so, needless to say, it was more programs on my computer than I really wanted to have. And so between like the 6 AI programs I'm using for Samira's Wonderland and the umpteen programs I'm using for One Punch Man, it's very, very difficult to keep track of it all, because you're exactly right, Mike. It does. It evolves daily. It literally does. That's what it does. Like even the stuff for One Punch Man, the programs change so often. It's like you get used to working with one particular UI for a program, and it completely changes because they've upgraded it, they've added features, and so it's a constant learning process. It's insane. It really is.
The answer was 4 minutes, Zodwriter. 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Yep. It took 4 minutes. That's all I'm going to say. It took 4 minutes. Oh. That AI tech looks like it evolves daily, so something you made a month ago could look totally different. Yeah.
Oh, that's what happened with me for One Punch Man. That's why I had to go back, and I'm like, man, I got all these new features and new options, and I'm like, now I can make the movie look even better, and I can do this, and it's really something. It's really great though, learning all these different things. But yeah, everything that you learn from one day to the next, it's very fluid for sure.
Hey, B Kirby, good to see you, man. Good to see you.
What's up, B Kirby?
KFB, the inside thing was there is like we were discussing before the show, how long before somebody tries to take over the stream and talk about pinball? And the answer is 4 minutes. 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Oh, it's P-Dubs. Wow, that's very generous, P-Dubs. Appreciate you, man. $10 for P-Dubs. Kneel before the Zodwriter.
Great to see you as always, P-Dubs.
P-Dubs is a fellow diabetic, so you know what that means.
Diabetes. There are more people, obey these simple rules. Diabetes. I promise you, diabetes. I'm surrounded by diabetes. Thanks for your time. Have a good diabetes. Diabetes, diabetes. Diabetes, diabetes. Diabetes, diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes, diabetes. Diabetes, diabetes, diabetes. Diabetes, diabetes, diabetes.
They're talking smack. They're talking smack, man. Me and G.I. Joel got to play King Kong. You're type 1 too, man? I'm type 1. I've been type 1 since I was 2 years old. Yep. I have insulin. See, they're talking. Maybe we should just let people on to talk smack about the pinball game, and then that would be entertaining, you know.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say Cornercade, so I was waiting for it.
Oh, does Cornercade? I don't know. I haven't watched Cornercade in a while. I kind of gave up.
No, I haven't either. But that's what I thought you were going to say, just because that's kind of like a default, position. Like,
yeah, it's not our fault. You're right. That's a child on set. Now, could I stand to lose weight still? Yes, I can, and I need to. And you always think it's gonna be different next week too, and then you start. You work so much, you get to the end of your shift, you go, I'll work out when I get home. Nah, the hell you are. You got to wake up really early and work out, or it ain't happen. I have Kate onset, so been on insulin past 5 years. Okay. Late onset. Okay. I was like, who's Kate onset? Pinball VX VR has consumed my soul. I'll play the pinball on the Xbox. I gotta play the the soccer before Brad's stream tonight. I gotta post a score. I do own that table on the Xbox, so I could play it. I could post a score of some kind. I doubt that I'll be in any sort of championship run or score. But I have played it before, so at least I got that going for me, right? At least I got that. Life doesn't do our health any favors. No, it doesn't. Lots of stress.
Absolutely.
It's not the same about Xbox One because I can't see it in VR. I don't have a VR headset. It costs money, and I would have to. I want the Switch 2. I'm not gonna lie. I want the Switch 2. I know a lot of people are talking smack on the Switch 2, but I know that I'll play the Switch 2 a lot. I don't think. Go ahead.
But that's what's important. You're gonna get, if you're gonna make an investment like that, yourself better than anyone else. So if you're gonna play it, that's the thing that you want to put your money towards. I mean, it's great. Like you and me are totally opposites on that spectrum, because I could literally care less about the Switch 2. I have no desire to get it whatsoever. So for me, I'm in the VR camp, but I totally understand your position 100%.
Yeah, you take that pinball, put it in mixed reality right near your couch, and it looks like a real pinball.
It looks like a real pinball. It certainly does, yes.
At Games looks like a real pinball. If it's right there, literally, you can actually feel and touch it, right?
just ask the cornercade. He knows.
Me and KFB were at an Xbox hate rally last night, aka an RGT stream. Yeah, I don't mind RGT85. I've been watching him
Xbox hate rally. That's hilarious.
I've been watching him since he had like 10,000 subs or something. He was like a lot smaller, and he used to just be. He used to have a regular job, and he lived in North Carolina, and then he got really big. He worked. He earned it. I mean, he did whatever he had to do. That dude makes a video like 3 times a day. Can't talk smack on him because he did what he had to do to get there. He earned it for sure. And I can't give you nothing but respect for RGT 85. Sometimes though, his topics I'm like, really, but that's gonna be true with anybody. There's no depth on at games. VR is different. Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess I was like I said before, I was impressed when I saw Chaotic BPR's table. I just didn't like the way the Zen tables played at the time. Now, there's been an update, so I don't know. I can't wait to play a new game, Samira. It's your game. What?
Samira and the dog that dies at the end. I'm not killing off that dog, man. I'm trying to launch a franchise. That little girl and that dog are gonna be my ticket into video game history.
With the Switch launch, yeah, he was streaming before that, man, for sure. That's man. Some of these times, like there's some YouTubers I've been watching for like 15 years. Now you think about it, it's like what?
Well, I mean, I remember when he was doing reviews of NES multi-carts, of like the ones you get off of AliExpress that have like,
Mad Little Pixel still does that, and he's got a lot of subs.
Games on it. Yeah.
Mad Little Pixel's always done like whatever the hell he wanted to do.
Well, yeah, when you get big like that, you can do whatever you want, and it won't impact you. So there's one of 2 ways you can go about it. You could do what you got to do to build an audience, or you don't care about your audience and you just do whatever you want to do. So that's.
I bought a new arcade item.
Oh, wow.
I know, it's a shocker, isn't it? I got a new home arcade item. It's not this Nintendo 64. I got to move that out of the way. I bought something really cool that I'm really excited about.
Oh, yeah.
The Ikari Warriors. It's on sale, I believe. I think it's like 40% off or something crazy. I think I got it for like, after shipping and everything, like $60.
Are you going to open it, or are you just keeping it in the box for collectors?
No, I'm going to open it. I'm waiting till I have time to actually like film something. You know what I mean? Like I have to also, it takes time to assemble, so I have to assemble it. And I know everybody and their brothers reviewed it already, but I'll make a video on it.
Yeah, but your review will be good because you always put a lot of passion and effort into the stuff that you review. So
yeah, I'm gonna put it together, and then I'm gonna go to an actual Akari Warriors arcade and compare it. That would be cool. I don't know if I have the time.
That'd be a great. That would
be really cool.
But like you said, you got to have the time to do it, and that's what's going to be the barrier. But no, it'll be an excellent video for sure.
Yeah, it will. I have a plan. I've been talking to Glenn about it too, so I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I just thought I would share. Yes, I do buy some home arcade products.
That's what I'm figuring I'm going to do when I finally finish and have a playable version of Samira's Wonderland. I'm going to send it to you to test, and then I'm going to offer it to Glenn to sell with his products as like a pack-in game.
If Fat Games could develop a program with Zen VR to use a 4KP as a VR controller, it would be the perfect scenario. That'd be a really expensive VR controller when you could get the X Arcade for like $500 with the stand, isn't it?
Oh yeah. It's such a.
And
the X Arcade is so beautiful. The X Arcade is just such a. Oh my God!
God, you guys keep giving me FOMO on the X Arcade, man. But you know what?
I've never been more excited about a home arcade product, and I didn't, because this is legitimately a home arcade product that if I could have afforded to buy it, I probably would have, because it's so fantastic. It's just like amazing.
Oh my God! You guys are gonna try to FOMO me into getting VR headset.
Just reach out to them and
add X Arcade. Yeah, you guys are trying to do that. I could tell, man. You could tell I'm exhausted.
No, but you're
tired.
But your heart isn't in it with VR. Your heart is with backstabbing scumbag Nintendo. That's what where your heart is. Your heart is with the Switch 2, with the $9,000 Switch 2. That's where your heart is.
$9,000. It's $500 with the game, $450 without. But the thing about it is that they'll have games, more and more games, and all my Switch games will work on it. And I could give my daughter my Switch OLED, and then my son will get a Switch 2 too. So it'll work out. Honestly, it's funny though, because a lot of the times all I'm doing is playing Super Nintendo games with my Super Famicom Switch Online controller. But I do buy a lot of RPGs. I play them halfway through, and then I run out of time. 50 hours into Dragon Quest.
I kind of feel like that's why I've always been more into fighting games. Just pick up and play for a few minutes and then go back to your life, because that's what it really comes down to. I've never had time for RPGs.
I would get a MetaQuest instead of a Switch 2. So here's the downside to the Switch 2. Okay, I'll just be blunt. I looked at the game list lineup that's coming out on release day. It's like Mario Kart World, which is great, and then everything else is like a upgraded version of games that were already on the Switch, like Kirby Forgotten Land and not Twilight Princess. What's Breath of the Wild, and the other one, Tears of the Kingdom. And they're not even releasing Metroid Prime 4 at the same time. And I don't know. It's just they don't have enough on release, I don't think. I think they could have more. If they had at least, like, if they brought it out with Metroid and the Donkey Kong game and the Mario Kart game, that would have been like bam, right off the bat. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes, man. I remember when the N64 came out, it came out with just 2 games. It was Pilot Wings and Mario 64. It's not a must-have day one purchase. Maybe not. Switch 2 launch lineup is really lacking, yeah.
Well, because Nintendo is at that point where they know they can put out anything, and they don't have to do maximum effort with the games release, because People are gonna buy it no matter what. Look at you, Steps. You're ready to go. You're like, Switch 2 day one. That's what they're banking on, and they know it. They know they're gonna make a killing.
Console Fanboy says, "Get this: games are less than super chats."
They are. They are. That's one thing, about the Quest. It's like you, if you just want to try games, you always get that little window where you could try it out, and then if you don't like it, you can always get a refund.
Yeah, you know what my my reason for liking the Switch so much is that I just like, no matter
Nintendo.
what, it's no matter what, I could turn on something, like I could turn on something modern, I could turn on something old, I could like have it over here, play it on my computer screen or my TV back there, or I could go lay in bed and play it.
You can even play it on. You can even play it on your iArcade. I mean, your iArcade does everything.
Like I could just do so much. It's just so versatile, and it's just nice. I like it. I think it's one of the most convenient ways to game ever. I really do.
That's great.
The VR headset is not convenient to me because then you got to have all the adapters, have the headset, and then you got to have all the space in the room that you need, which I have shit for space. You could tell I have stuff everywhere. So I don't know.
oh yeah. Console Fanboy, I gotta agree with you about the nightclub simulator, but nightclub simulator makes me dizzy as hell. Like after I play nightclub simulator for a while, I get a headache and I gotta lay down, dude, because it takes a lot of energy.
You know what? I got Switch 1 at launch. My son was really excited at the time. He was like in kindergarten or something. Now he's 14. But we got Zelda Breath of the Wild and we got Bomberman. I skipped out on that Switch 1-2 game or whatever it was, 1-2 Switch. I don't usually go for the gimmicky games they release, when it first comes out. So there you go. 10 Switch 2s. Probably. Good to see you, Retro Lizard, man. Long time no see. It's been a minute. I've been so busy. I haven't been able to go. I normally see him over at Rascal's Arcade. I haven't even been over there, man. It's like I've been so busy. Yes, I'm glad you can too, man. I was having a discussion with Zod when we started the show. I put that thumbnail as like, your childhood is irrelevant. I go, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I put as the thumbnail or what the topic is. We could say that it's a Home Depot stream about kitchen sinks is what Zodwriter said, that people are going to come in here and talk about pinball. And yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, pretty much.
The topic doesn't matter, does it?
It doesn't at all. It's the most. I'm telling you, next thumbnail is going to be a toilet bowl. I mean, literally with the.
I could do it. I bet you people come in here and talk about pinball. Speaking of toilets, there's this pinball called Whirlwind.
Well, there is that game. There is that game where you have where you are like a laundromat owner. I think it's Arcade Paradise, where you're a laundromat owner, and then you got to build up you're trying to turn the laundromat into an arcade, and you're doing all kinds of stuff. And there is a mini game in there where you actually scrub toilets and stuff. It's pretty funny, and you can play it in VR. So
KFB, I already knew that. That's why I just made a thumbnail about whatever topic I wanted, because I knew that there was probably like a 10% chance that we were actually going to talk about that.
Yeah, we could always have mulch on the thumbnail one week. That'd be funny.
Dude, could you imagine some poor guy? He's like, I wonder what the best mulch is. Oh my gosh, it's a live stream about mulch.
Best mulch. That'll be the thumbnail. Best mulch ever, right? Best mulch ever. And you get it comes and listens to us.
That would be funny. Can't be. A lot of people love He-Man. He-Man was like big in their childhood. They have memories of like waking up on Christmas Day, opening up He-Man action figures. And if you go to Walmart or Target right now, and you go to the action figure aisle, there's a lot of Masters of the Universe figurines. And different kinds. Like these are the cartoon version, more expensive. These are the original version. These are the new series versions. And you know who's buying all these versions? The He-Man?
He-Man fans?
40 to 50-year-old men. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I don't see little kids walking out there with He-Man.
Well, it's the same. It's like the My Little Pony crowd. The My Little Bronies.
Mr. Home Arcade. Probably. James hates everything. He's got a whole bunch of He-Man figures behind him. No arcade one-ups whatsoever. He'll talk about arcade one-ups behind a bunch of He-Man figures. And, if that's your thing, cool. All right? I'm just saying, like, I don't feel that He-Man's gained any traction to the youth of America. There's some cartoons that have, but I don't think he has.
They tried with it. They tried to remake He-Man a couple of times, and it just didn't materialize. So, I don't know. Now, apparently, there's a movie coming out, though. There's an actual live-action version of it that they're doing. But
Jason Little Alien, $10 super chat. Thank you very much. Just very thoughtful, Jason. Let's find a fun video. We already played Diabetes. I know he likes Pooh-Yan.
Fun video.
We're going to go with Pooh-Yan, and then I'll play something else, too. Why not? Why not? Why not? Where's Pooh-Yan? Oh, my God. Where did Pooh-Yan go? There it is. Pooh-Yan! 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 All right, now let's have a little fun, retro fun.
Being cool and fine is a state of mind, a refreshing attitude. Things get hot, cool is all you got. Doing it country cool. Chill on out when the heat comes on. Cool, smooth, now to do. Doing it country cool. Doing it country cool.
Does she like He-Man though, or does she like He-Man because she sat there and watched it with her? Do kids naturally gravitate towards He-Man or She-Ra? Even they made that She-Ra series,
or Gem and the Holograms. I mean,
like 5 years ago, they had this He-Man or the She-Ra series on Netflix, and it. I don't know if you watched it.
It tanked.
It was. They took She-Ra. Look. I'm all for progression. If She-Ra's identity is a lesbian, I'm cool with that. But the whole show was all LGBTQ, like every single character, and it's like, no, the world don't work that way. It's like there's all sorts of different people. They
there's all sorts of different people in the world. Stop trying to just appeal to a niche. That's the problem. When you got to be more inclusive. Let's go.
No, that was less inclusive because of it. You
know
what I mean?
I know.
It was like, dude,
that's the problem. Yeah.
Gifted 10. Oh my gosh! Thank you, KFB. That's so awesome. I super appreciate that. So we're gonna have to go with the new member, and we have a new member.
And Winker hits one to deep center field. Back goes Durant to the warning track. It's over his head, and it's out of here. A grand slam for Jesse Winker.
That's really cool. James hates everything. I appreciate that. I really do. And I think it's cool. I think it's great. And you have a bonding experience. I have no problem with that. I'm not knocking it.
Awesome.
I'm just saying, I don't see a bunch of random kids looking at those toys. Every time I go in there, there's adults looking at the toys. You know what I mean? And a lot of kids don't even buy toys anymore. They just want their video games or their phone or their tablet. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just different. When we were kids, that was all cool. Some of the kids today, I think you gave them an action figure, they'd be like, what do I do with this? You know what I mean? I look at some of these action figures that are like $50, and I'm like, this is not for a kid. People aren't going to buy this for their kid to open up. You know what I mean? They're like adult collectors. And everybody has their thing that they do. And I'm not saying, don't buy action figures. If you like action figures, cool. Like right now I got a Duncan yo-yo, and I've been talking about Duncan yo-yos for a little bit, I got nostalgia right here with this controller, right? Because I always wanted a Super Famicom. But it is what it is. No, I get it. You ain't wrong. There are no cartoons to introduce the kids to them. As you said, kids don't care about toys. Yeah. It's sad, man. It used to be like it was a source of creativity. Like I remember setting up a bunch of figurines, and like you would take other figurines from a different world, and you could like, use them in your imagination and do something. Like you wanted to do a He-Man and Ninja Turtle crossover when Ninja Turtles came out, you could. You know what I mean? Now they make a figure that is that. And who buys it? The adults. Oh, B. Kirby. Thanks, man. Awesome. You guys are very kind today. I don't deserve it, man.
Awesome stuff.
Good news. And we have a new member.
And Winker hits one to deep center field. Back goes Durand to the warning track. It's over his head. And it's out of here. A grand slam for Jesse Winker.
Appreciate that. I think they want me to take this money and buy a VR headset. Eventually we'll get there after
I have to say, like you're I don't know, VR. Once you start hanging out with VR, you're never gonna go back.
That's awesome. Well, the new cartoons stink, but you know what? The cartoons are gonna get worse because they're gonna be AI driven. You're not gonna have He-Man anymore. You're gonna have whatever the AI comes up with. You know what I mean? Nothing you can do about it. It is what it is. You're not even gonna use it for like a creative concept like Zodwriter does. He has an idea, he tells it what to do. The AI is just gonna come up with something on its own. There's gonna be no people involved whatsoever. That's what's scary. You think we'll get there, Zod?
Yeah.
Yeah. B. Kirby, the Chicago Arcade. Thanks, man. House of Hounds. Good to see you, House of Hounds, man. Good to see you. He was on Papa Brad's last week. And Winker, I have a need to ask you. Someone asked me the other day, what's the doctorate degree in? I don't think you're talking to me. I don't have a doctorate. I didn't put a tariff on my digital memberships like at games. I can't put tariffs on anything. I'm not the president. So my youngest kids actually appreciate toys and creative play. There'll be plenty of time when they're older, but for tablets, yeah, I guess so. But see, when my kids were young, my daughter, I remember she's 16 now. When she was 3, what do you want for Christmas? iPhone. That was 13 years ago. I couldn't imagine it being any easier now. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like putting tariffs on the memberships that were purchased, now that would be funny. That would be Google's job, though, because none of that goes through me. It goes to Google, and then Google sends me what happens is when you earn $100, Google will send you $100. Typically, at the rate that I do things, I typically get a check every quarter or so. But I don't try very hard. I kind of go live, I stream, we talk. It's very casual. It's a hobby channel.
Yep.
So my youngest kids actually appreciate. Oh, we just read that one. I'm sorry. I went back to the other one because it made sense to me. Oh, Dr. Z in the chat. He's a member now. I thought Dr. Z was you, man. That's cool.
Yeah. I mean,
I get a $100 check from Google every 10 years. Well, that's because you do all those VR streams, right? And when you can't read your super chats, nobody's gonna continue to super chat. So maybe you want to find a way to see it in your VR, I guess. I don't know. I appreciate that, Retro Lizard. I really do. Really do. No, not me. Okay. That's my dude, Dr. Z.
Dr. Z.
So here's a question for you, since I feel obligated to talk about cartoons somewhat. Looney Tunes, okay? Are the Looney Tunes relevant? I'm going to start a poll. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to go up here. I'm going to start a poll. How do you feel? Well, how about this? Are the Looney Tunes downgraded to Six Flags mascots? Yes or no? I was literally at Six Flags like a year ago, and I'm walking around, and this mom asks his kids, "Oh, don't you want to go see Foghorn Leghorn and Daffy Duck?" And the kid's like, "Who? You mean those Six Flags mascots?" I thought it was hilarious. I think I disappointed Zodwriter. I did disappoint you.
No, you didn't disappoint me. I'm good.
No, Six Flags has them. What Six Flags got rid of them that you live by? Because the one in Chicago's got them all over the park. They have seats and
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere, and that's the only time I ever see them. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, look, it's Daffy Duck.
Yeah, because even like Warner Brothers removed. There was a big controversy. Warner Brothers removed most of the Looney Tunes stuff off their streaming service, and it's this huge controversy now because there's no actual streaming home for these cartoons.
Don't they own them though?
Yeah, but they took them off because I don't know.
Nobody's watching them.
I guess not.
If people are watching them, they wouldn't get rid of them.
So they are mascots, like you said. That's all that they're good for.
Six Flags Darien Lake's a smaller park. They probably want to save the money, and it is a smaller park. You're pretty close to Canada's Wonderland then too, which is a big park. Big park. I wonder how the survey's going. Wow. 75% say yes so far.
It's the truth. 100% the truth. Or 75% the truth.
Yeah. What about Popeye, man? Do you think Popeye has any relevancy anymore?
No.
Canned spinach? You go to the store, Popeye spinach?
No, because nobody actually eats spinach anymore. So
unless it's fresh, right? No way. Yeah, I was watching.
Unless it's on pizza.
I was watching this video on Toon Lagoon at Universal Islands of Adventure, and they were talking about Popeye and how he's not relevant anymore. But that ride is one of the best water rides there is. Like, you get drenched on that ride. It is a lot of fun. It is great. But they're right. Nobody, like, how does anybody know what Popeye is anymore? But people line up for these water rides because they're great water rides. They don't care. So why spend money on a license that, you know, would cost a lot of money? You could just leave it as Popeyes. And you're going to have a fun experience, a good ride, and lots of people in line. The only problem is you're not going to sell any merchandise, right? The Popeye cereal below the name brand cereal. Do you know what?
Most kids now will have no idea who Popeye even is. He's just as irrelevant as Betty Boop at this point.
Do you know that Popeye, the first episode of Popeye was in 1933? It debuted in a Betty Boop cartoon, funny enough.
There you go.
And it was distributed by Paramount Pictures. Popeye was originally voiced by William Costello. Interesting. But see, this is like my grandmother's cartoon. That'd be Popeye. They do sell merch, but nobody's going to buy it, Galaga Guy. I mean, they have like a Popeye towel so you could dry off after you get drenched on the Popeye ride.
Try yourself off.
Oh, did you forget a towel? Here's a $30 Popeye towel you could buy to dry off. Last time I went to Great Adventure was 10 years ago. The Batman ride got stuck for 10 minutes while I was upside down. Only been on one coaster since then, Space Mountain. Which Space Mountain? The one in LA is a lot better than the one in Florida, Space Mountain. I will say that. But no, Popeye was the reason why I thought of the stream. It was like, so, but I think Popeye has a unique place in history. He's a very historic cartoon. And I like seeing that there's still some remembrance of Popeye between the water ride at Universal and the canned spinach, but I don't think there's any real way to bring Popeye back anymore. I mean,
they'd have to do a movie.
You're in Florida. Yeah, that one's kind of painful. What do you think about Captain Planet, the Ted Turner cartoon that was on TBS Superstation? You remember Captain Planet?
Never really cared for it all that much.
It had a really catchy theme song. It was a Captain Planet. He's our hero. Gonna take pollution down to zero. I heard that they tried to bring back Captain Planet and then they backtracked. They were going to make a Captain Planet movie and they go, this isn't going to make any money, and they canceled it. Great Adventure, they lost 2 rides this year. They tore down King Dakar and they tore down, which is huge. And then they tore down the Green Lantern. They should put Popeye in Fortnite and he'll be popular again. Could you imagine? He kills somebody, and he goes, and
he's got to have an animation scene where he dumps the spinach down his throat.
See, he could be used for humor. He could become a really cool meme. Yeah, the other one that is probably people consider good, from what I know, I've not been to Great Adventure, would be El Toro. But obviously I've been on the ride that was like King Dakar, Top Thrill 2. It was just like 30 feet shorter, which when you're talking over 400 feet in the air, that 30 feet's not that big of a difference. But yeah, it's sad that they tore it down. El Toro is awesome. Am I going to pre-order the Switch on Thursday? I probably will pre-order 2 Switch 2s. Probably will.
Wow.
That's what a lot of people say. It's usually in a lot of people's top 3. Voyage, A Holiday World, El Toro are up there. Thunderhead at Dollywood. Probably a couple others. Phoenix at Knoebels. A lot of people really like. It's more traditional though. Cops and Crooks. I don't remember Cops and Crooks. Do you, Zodwriter?
I do. Yeah, I remember it.
No, I'm not rich, KFB. It's just called like
it's called fandom. That's what it's called. Yes.
I don't know how I'm gonna pull it off, but my son is gonna want one. He does have some of the money for it already. I told him I would give him the rest of the money if he would get his grades up. And yeah, so that's kind of how that's going on. And we will see. It's also called.
Well, Nintendo can count on your money for sure. They're like.
It's also called tax refund time too. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Yeah. The nice thing is though, you buy one of those and you're good for a good 5+ years. Switch was out for 8 years. My son's still playing on the original Switch we bought. Now I did get rid of my Switch Lite because that thing sucked. It's rare that I spend it as much as what a Switch 2 costs. Very rare. That's why I don't have a PS5 and I have an Xbox Series S, because that's what I could afford. Yeah, Transformers Beast Wars could be remade, but somehow they're going to destroy it. Do you think Transformers are dead now that those movies are over, or do you think they're going to bring them back?
No, they're going to keep bringing them back. It's a cash cow.
Cash cow, yeah. The characters from Cops and Crooks included Bulletproof. Okay. Does it have copyrighted music? I could always play it without the music, couldn't I? Cops and Crooks cartoon. Oh, I remember this. Yep. I'm going to bring it on. I'm going to bring it on. You might remember it, Zod. Remember these? Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
Yep. That is it. I remember it being, at least seeing commercials for it. I don't necessarily remember watching it. But, yeah. No one caught the movie reference? Where was the movie? Name the movie. 2 Switch 2s. Wow, you must be rich. Oh, yeah, but it wasn't Switch that they said in the movie. 2 TVs. It's Back to the Future. I didn't realize that because you said Switch. Yeah, saying just said it, but... Yep, that was the scene with the kid from the Wonder Years in it.
Yeah.
Where the dad goes, no, he's lying. Nobody has 2 TVs. I am going to be sitting... I will tell you something, KFB. I will be standing right in front of the Back to the Future 3 train and the... Back to the Future, I think it's the one from Back to the Future 2. Whatever, the ones they have at Universal Orlando that are real movie used, I'll be in front of those next Friday. So I will not be here next Friday. I will be going to Universal Studios, Florida on Friday, and on Saturday I'm going to Epic Universe. It doesn't officially open until May 22nd, but I will be at Epic Universe early. I'll be at Super Nintendo Land and all that good stuff. Yeah, it's a shame they took out the Back to the Future ride. It's now the Simpsons ride. It's been the Simpsons ride for about 20 years, but it's about to change to the Pokemon ride because the Simpsons license expires in 2028, and Disney ain't going to renew that contract with the Universal, I'm sure. Each figure came with cap guns. Okay. I didn't have the figures. I didn't, but I remember seeing this show, at least a commercial for it. It's like, I also never had the Toxic Crusaders figures, but they were a lot like the Turtle figures. So like when I see them now, they look actually pretty cool. So were the Cowboys of Moo Mesa short-lived figurines they made for that. That was pretty cool. They're bringing back Toxic Crusaders for that game, and that game looks good. And I feel like we've been waiting for it for 5 years now. I remember playing the trial of it a while ago. Why get a Switch 2 when you can get a Hello Kitty claw machine? Why would I want a Hello Kitty claw machine, man?
Wow.
That sounds awful. I no thanks, man. No thanks. What other cartoons were on that thumbnail? I think the Smurfs, man. Are the Smurfs relevant? 10 years ago, they made like 3 Smurfs movies, and then they just...
There's another one coming out.
Oh, there is. So they're still relevant. They found a way to be relevant, at least.
Yeah, well, they're doing another one, so clearly there's still some life in the Smurf village.
What about Scooby-Doo? Did they stop making? They stopped making those movies.
James Gunn killed Scooby-Doo when he made the live-action movie back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, and then I think they made a politically correct cartoon, right? But I never watched it.
Alma?
Yeah. I don't have a problem with like them trying to add some diversity now and then, but I don't know. You know, it's interesting. Some people get so mad, and some of the times they go too far, like the She-Ra cartoon we were talking about earlier. And sometimes you just need to do something subtly and just switch things up. The Flintstones, man. I love the Flintstones. That's one of my favorite all-time cartoons. It's just dead as a doorknob. It's dead as a doornail or doorknob. Dead as a doorknob. Yeah. It's sad because those cartoons, like if I feel really, really sick or really, really sad, there's two shows I could put on that help me. One of them would be the Flintstones.
The What About Bob movie.
Oh, I love What About Bob. It's my favorite movie, but I just put that in because I want to watch it. But if I'm not feeling too hot, I would play Flintstones or this is not a cartoon, but the original Roseanne show. That was a good show. I don't watch the new version. I actually got in an argument on Twitter with Roseanne. Roseanne blocked me. I don't give a fuck. I still like watching Roseanne. So, cool. I think she's made some poor choices, but she's entertaining. She's got comedic skill and all that. Your VR content isn't working, so I'm thinking about going 100% Hello Kitty claw machine content. I don't advise it. I don't advise it, Brooklyn Menace. I really don't.
I don't know, Brooklyn. You might be able to figure out a way to make it work.
I will tell you this. If I will sometimes randomly pop in and look at PD7 streams, or if he has something somewhat interesting, I will turn it on. I like his stuff, but I don't watch it religiously. Not enough that I could say that I like. It makes me happy, but it's a good. It's a feel good show. I'll give him that for sure. I talk to him now and then. He's a good guy. Hi, Brooklyn. To Saying Spirits. Awesome. Why don't you do a GoFundMe for a Quest 3? See, my answer would be because I could work for it, but I've already got 3 jobs, so I can't possibly work anymore. I'm trying to catch up, man. I'm trying to catch up. I had that year like lull where I just took a bunch of odd jobs for a while. And now I have a job and a business and all sorts of stuff. But got a lot of catching up to do. I actually think the artwork on Hello Kitty, is this a real thing, the Hello Kitty claw machine? I thought they were joking.
I guess it's a real thing.
Hello Kitty claw machine. Oh my God, I can't even look at the screen. I want to throw up. I can't cope. I can't deal with this, man. I just searched for Hello Kitty claw machine. I'm gonna show you. I'm just like, it's just I don't. Is this what this is? No. Is this what this is? From AliExpress? Thanks for making streaming Friday night just got legit. Watch Papa Brad's Retro Legends tonight. Sorry, I'm so tired. I had to think of the name. I'm going to be on there. I'm going to go get a Red Bull before I go on there, and we're going to play some games, and I'm looking forward to it. And I just want to say thank you all for showing up and being so kind to me tonight. I was not expecting that, and I really appreciate it. And let's get Papa Brad a super chat, a video. What do we want to show for Papa Brad? I need to make another Berserk video. You know what? We're talking about old cartoons, so we're going to go with this one.
I have always liked Cowabunga. Huh? Cowabunga!
Yep, I gotta get a new Berserk one for sure. For sure. Oh, man. But the Ninja Turtles, they found a way to be relevant, man, didn't they?
Always. Yeah.
Yeah. Steps Gaming will be on. Thank you, Papa Brad. Arcade 1-Up is putting up really? That might sell. Sadly, it might sell. But we all got to go over to our friend Glenn's Retro Show. And he's got a good show coming on tonight from what I remember seeing the thumbnail. So go watch Glenn's Retro Show. Tell him how awesome he is and see what he's got to say. And Ryder is going to go back to working on his AI project.
I got a lot of work I got to go do. I'm about to go back and do some stuff on the hitbox detection on Samira's Wonderland. So I'll be heading over there to do that next.
They have a Hello Kitty reskin of the claw machine and a smarter one that as well is coming out. There is no way they're going to add anything that costs any money to that claw machine. Probably not, man. We'll see though. We'll see. You guys, man, I gotta give it to you. You guys like it so much. You want to hear about the Hello Kitty claw machine? I guess I'll have to look. I'll have to look to humor myself for sure. The smaller one is a gotcha. All right, man. Love you all. Thank you again. We'll be next Friday. I'm at Universal, but I'll be back the Friday after that. And we're pretty consistent on Friday, but you gotta give me a break. I gotta go to Universal so I can check out Epic Universe because you know that I gotta do that. I just got to. There's nothing I could do about that. You know, nothing I could do about that. Thank you, Retro Lizard. Thank you, KFB. Thank you, Jason Little Alien, Papa Brad, P Dubs, Mike Hawkhurts, everybody, just everybody. I can't name everybody.
Great people. Yes.
See you later.